The pagan hell depicted ancient symbols to explain states of the soul. Even before Christianity, various civilizations sought to understand the fate of consciousness after death. The so-called pagan hell emerges in this context as a symbolic construct created to represent moral suffering, regret, and the atonement of human faults. Spiritism analyzes this depiction not as a literal reality, but as a language adapted to the intellectual and cultural level of the time. In pagan traditions, hell was described with intense imagery: underground regions, shadows, fire, torments, and physical pains. These representations had an essentially pedagogical function. In societies without access to current psychological or scientific knowledge, strong symbols were used to convey notions of moral responsibility and the consequences of actions. Archaeology and the history of religions show that these images varied according to culture, but maintained the same objective: to explain human suffering and impose ethical limits. Greek Hades, Tartarus, and other similar descriptions did not intend to describe a real physical place, but to translate internal experiences of pain, guilt, and imbalance of consciousness. Spiritism clarifies that the error was not in the perception that the spirit suffers after acting against moral laws, but in the materialization of that suffering. The depiction of pagan hell transformed psychological and moral states into physical scenarios, as humanity still did not possess conceptual tools to understand consciousness as a reality independent of the body. Modern depth psychology confirms this symbolic reading. Emotions such as guilt, remorse, and intense regret can generate suffering as real as physical pain, without the need for external agents. Hell, from this perspective, is an internal experience created by the mind itself when it comes into conflict with its deepest values. Contemporary science reinforces this understanding by demonstrating that there are no physical regions in the universe designated for moral punishment. Astronomy reveals a vast cosmos, governed by natural laws, with no spaces reserved for spiritual rewards or punishments. Classical physics shows that there are no arbitrary exceptions in the laws of the universe. This strengthens the idea that heaven and hell are states, not places. Thus, the picture of the pagan hell should be understood as a symbolic portrayal of still immature states of consciousness, not as a literal description of the afterlife. By reinterpreting these images in light of reason, Spiritism does not deny the past, but clarifies it, showing the evolution of human thought on justice, responsibility, and spiritual destiny. If this content helped you better understand the symbolic origin of ideas about hell, like, share, and leave your comment. Your interaction helps this message reach more people.